Hi guys, so I am back. Let me turn this off. I'm back to share with you my project for fall into autumn week 2, a collaboration that I'm hosting with Kay from Art in the City Creations. And this week it is a autumn woodland theme. And before we get started, please be sure that you check out all the awesome ladies and all that they're creating in the description box below so you can get inspired for, fall projects. Some of them are making journals, cards, themes, vignettes. It's really fun, so please be sure that you check them out. Anyway, this is what I came up with, and I am really liking these poofy fabrics that I've been doing, the poofy cover, because it feels like a quilt. But what I've done here is I have this fabric, and it's like a soft cotton fabric, and I sandwiched between the two layers of fabric. I sandwiched a thin piece of cardstock to give it some kind of structure, but I didn't want to lose the softness of the journal. And also batting, quilting batting. So I used an image here. I don't know if that's a squirrel or a chipmunk. Now I have Aaliyah's problem. And I layered some vintage lace and some muslin, and then I went over it again. I'm loving to make these covers like this with tulle. I have some muslin scrunched up and a little what is that, maple leaf and some bling, a little bow here and a vintage button, and then I just did that for the spine. It's a chunky monkey, one signature. And again, I used some vintage lace here. Let me see if I could get this off. And I stitched it into the cover. And I added some more on the inside of the cover. So I have here some fabric that my friend Dee had sent, and I just coffee dyed it because I wanted it to be like more grungy or kind of like woodsy. I made a fabric flower here, added some pom-poms to the bottom, and the pocket is poofy, and then it has trim, and then I just have some ephemera. This is a little booklet. I used 2 kits in here. I know one is Elsie Bell's bookshelf, and I think it's her owl forest or forest owl, and some other one I can't remember where I got, but if I remember I'll put it in the description box below. So I got that, and then I have a card that I added some coffee dyed trim to the top, and then an owl, and then my note from the bookmaker, which I always include. And then here is the journal. Have another tag here. Added some muslin on the top, and then this says owl. A little collaging here with some vintage laces. Little collage here with some muslin and torn page. And then this is from the kit that I bought. It has some autumn quotes, more of that vintage trim. I stitched some of these leaves just because I like the way they look poking out of the journal. And I just got these from the Dollar Tree. This is some vintage paper that I got from my friend. And here's a little pumpkin tag, and I just had some seam binding that I dyed, and a little collage here with some butterflies. It says cozy. This is Sears and Roebuck page, vintage. And this is from the kit as well. I did a little collaging up top. Vintage music. More layering there. Little owl there. Another mushroom. And this you can actually use as a tuck. little bag, little owl here, so you could use this as a tuck there. Little gold leaf there. Here I did a little double pocket. On the first one, it has a little scene. And then in here I have a little bag, and I just have these little guys in there. And I just layered some leaves and a little bling there of a leaf. This is vintage. This is that awesome, I have a little tutorial real quick on how to age your tape. And here is more vintage lace I use as a corner tuck, and then you have another little booklet. And that just tucks right in there. This is an envelope that I made with tracing paper, and then I Mod Podge a napkin over it. And it just has a little bunny rabbit in there. Seam binding, and then this is coffee dyed lace, and also this is a tuck. This is more vintage paper. Here I have another tag, some trim, and a pocket, fabric pocket there. This flips down. Another quote down here, some pom-pom trim. Here I have a little banner that I just layered together. I got this off of Pinterest. It's October, so that goes in there. Little layering here, some trim there. I took some coffee filters and I made some pockets. So it's got a lot of little woodland animals. This is a little envelope, and it just opens up all the way for maybe a little journaling. And here's another tag, and that goes in the bigger pocket. A little collaging here that I made with some butterflies, a vintage ticket, doily, and some fibers. And it has more tags. And then this opens up all the way for extra journaling. And this opens up too. And then you just close it up. And put your tags back in. This is more vintage paper. And I have a glassine envelope here, and I just added a tag. The colors just reminded me of the fall because it's like orangey, so that's why I added it. And then here's a little envelope, has nothing in it, little trim there. And I forgot to put something in here, but you'll get a little ephemera pack anyway. It's a little squirrel tag, and that goes in this coffee filter. Large butterfly here with some laces. Here's a little pocket, a swan. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, a woodland. So this is what I had to come up with. Some ruffled fabric there. Here I fussy cut this mushroom and added this tag as a tuck. Middle of the signature is an envelope with coffee dyed trim, and then the leaves trim, and it has nothing in it. Here's a little cute fox sleeping, more trim, coffee dyed. And this is from Seneca Pond Crafts. Just back that onto a book. Added more trim on the top, onto a book page. More vintage trim there. Here's a little owl with some trim on the top, and more ruffled fabric there. Here's a little leaf, and the leaf also is a tuck, so you could tuck something there. And then, you know, these are little pockets that you can stick things in. Here is another little envelope with a leaf, and then I put something in it. Nope. And then it's also a tuck. Just some fabric there, or trim. Little leaf poking through the side. This is that, oh no, I ripped it. That's that glassine, vintage glassine. And then here's another little envelope with some more trim, home, and it has another vintage postcard. I just like the colors, that's why I added them. And that looked cozy. And then I have a paper clip here, and more woodland little animals. And on the back of the paper clip, you can also stick something there. Have a little vintage doily there, little butterflies, some trim. I decoupaged that. Here's a little owl and another mushroom tag. And then on this side, there's another little owl. And a little collaging there. More trim. Another little envelope. Some trim there. And this is another little tag. On the fabric pocket, and it flips down again. Here is more vintage. It was a handkerchief, and I just cut the corner, made it into a corner, and then I just layered some sari silk and some fabric. More of that leaf there, pom-pom trim. What to look for in autumn? Little deer, little squirrel collage here with some laces. And here I made a little envelope with coin envelope with some tracing paper. Added this little owl there. Another little butterfly, it says fall, some trim. Little collaging here with some vintage tickets. And this is actually a flashcard. And I just added some little vintage rent receipts in there. And then it just hangs out right there. Another little mushroom that I fussy cut out. Here we have another little layering there. Ice coupon. I took a playing card and just altered it with a Tim Holtz little girl. Added some wings for the background. Some coffee dyed lace. It's really cute. Look at that. And another vintage flashcard. Some more leaves there. Little bingo card, vintage. I just backed it on. It's not a card, it's more like paper, but I just backed it onto cardstock, and then I just added some of those little leaves. I took a Rolodex card that my friend Alicia had sent me, and thank you, Alicia, and decoupaged it and added some butterflies, a little Tim Holtz girl, some sari silk there, and you have two more cards. A little doily, more of that Sears and Roebuck vintage page. Little mushroom tag there, a little collage with a vocabulary card and some paper. Here's another one of those pages that open up all the way. I won't do it just to save on time. You guys already saw the first one. And a couple more images. And all at once, summer collapsed into fall. Oscar Wilde. And then the back has another poofy pocket with that vintage, I don't know if it's like chenille, and some pom-pom and a rosette that I coffee dyed, and then another one of these calendars. And that is it, guys. This is my project for week 2 of fall into autumn. Please be sure that you check out those ladies down in the description box below. And oh, I forgot to mention that it has these 2 keys. If you're interested in this journal, it is listed in my Etsy shop right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.